Today I will be talking about the Interstate Wildlife Violator Compact. The Interstate Wildlife Violator Compact is designed to keep people from hunting in one state, doing something illegal in that state, and moving to the next state to buy their license, because people used to do that and there were zero consequences other than them losing their license in that single state. So the Interstate Wildlife Violator Compact was created to make it so these hunters and fishers weren't able to keep poaching or fishing when they weren't supposed to across the states. Without this system of the Wildlife Violator Compact, there would be a lot less power within each wildlife enforcement law, because these poachers can just go state to state and illegally kill animals that they're not supposed to without consequence, and people can just move around to avoid these consequences. If they know that they can just kill something illegally in one state, they get their license taken away in that one state, and that's all that happens. So I have a picture here of the Interstate Wildlife Violator Compact, and there aren't any red states anymore, but there are 2 states undergoing the process to join the Interstate Wildlife Violator Compact, and that is Hawaii and I think New Jersey. But all states are in process of joining it or have joined it to prevent people from illegally poaching and just going state to state. So the compact itself makes it harder to escape these consequences by the wildlife laws. Before the compact was put into place, people could get around the system, just go state to state after killing animals illegally. Violations start to get reported between states due to this compact, and it makes it impossible for these people to buy licenses over and over and over again. And suspensions also follow the person across state lines instead of just staying inside of one state. The behavior of these hunters will change forever because of this compact, which makes it very, very helpful to these wildlife laws. It protects wildlife. This entire compact protects the wildlife. It keeps it balanced with populations, with salmon, steelhead, deer, elk, bear, cougar, you name it. And it keeps their population stable, since people aren't killing more than they need or what they're not supposed to be. The compact completely helps. It doesn't stop, but it does reduce the amount of illegal hunting and poaching that there is, because these hunters know that it will follow them across state lines. It also protects the future, because the wildlife needs protection no matter what, now or later. And the enforcement that makes it so these hunters can't go state to state illegally makes it so future hunters won't do that, because these present hunters aren't doing that, and they have set a role model to the younger generation. So violators that do kill illegally can't just restart and go into a different state, like I said earlier, and they can't just proceed with something saying it's been this long, they're never allowed to do it again. It also builds a trust between the state and the hunters, because they know that if these hunters cause an issue, that they're never going to be able to do it again, and the hunters know if they cause an issue, they're never going to be able to do it again. So the trust between the state, the wildlife enforcement, and the hunters grows stronger. So the Interstate Wildlife Violator Compact closes a very, very big loophole that used to let people avoid consequences just by crossing state lines. And now, if someone were to do the same thing, they wouldn't be able to, because of these new wildlife laws made by the compact. the violations that they cause will follow them wherever they go, no matter what. So this protects wildlife, and it makes it so hunters and anglers, so hunters and fishers, are able to understand that it will follow them. And it supports honest hunters and anglers. It helps officers like Department of Fish and Wildlife and state troopers. It helps them enforce their laws and justify why they're doing it and why they aren't able to get what they're wanting from state to state. At the end of the day, it makes sure that the system actually works the way it's supposed to, and makes it impossible for hunters to go out and kill what they want to or do what they want to. And I have a picture here showing this man on I think your guys is right, is giving the officer his license to check just to make sure everything's in place and in order.